Okay, let's start by looking at the components of a report. Now, when you click on a report link in one of the queues that we just saw, be it the awaiting verification or the show all queue, you will be taken to a page which looks something like this. Now, this is how a report typically looks like on your Shahidi platform. So we'll start with the address bar. If you look at the report's web link, you will notice a set of numbers towards the end of the web link, and these numbers denote the report number. Now this report number is very important because this is how a report is identified on the Ushahidi platform. So it's important that you know which report or the report number that you're working on, because that is primarily how we will identify reports during deployments. And then we'll move on to the report title. When it comes to the report title, we try to squeeze in as much information as we possibly can within the title. A brief but a descriptive title which will give responders a sense of what the report is going to be about. So if the report talks about, say, casualty information, then we make sure that we mention that this report deals with casualty information and also the location in the title itself. And then we have the detailed description. So here we include as much detail as we possibly can. We provide all details about the incident, where it occurred, what happened, etc. So the description is going to be really detailed, and this is the box where the description is housed. And then we have the date and the time right below the description box. Now this timestamp is very important for the verification team, because this timestamp helps us determine when the report was created. So it helps us determine whether a report is an old report or a recent report. And this is important because if we are hard pressed for time and we have a bulk of reports to verify, then we could prioritize the kind of reports that we want to work on immediately by looking at the timestamp. Because a report which came in, say, a week or 10 days back would not be that important right now as compared to a report which came in recently. So using the timestamp, we can prioritize the kind of reports that we want to work on. Now to the right, you have the section which the geolocation team typically works on. So this is where the coordinates are plotted. So this is where the geolocation team will basically identify and geolocate whichever location this particular incident talks about. And then if you scroll down the page, you will find a set of categories, and these categories will basically tell us what the report is all about, whether the report deals with injuries or if it deals with some other issue, like, say, health or some other epidemic which is broken out. So these categories will basically tell us what the report is about. And we also saw in just a couple of slides back categories like information like geolocation and whether the report is an official report. So all this information will also be recorded under this categories information. And then below that you have the media monitor's name. So the media monitor's name and their email will be provided here. So in case we have any doubt and we need to get in touch with the person who created the report, then we will find that information here. And towards the right, we have the news source link. So this news source link will basically tell us where this particular report was sourced from. Now in this case, this information was sourced from Reuters. So this news source link will be the entire URL from where this particular report was sourced from by the media monitoring team. And then we also have optional fields like the video link and the photo link. So in this case, the media monitor, if he or she finds any additional videos or photos that corroborate the information, they can paste those links onto this particular text box. And then we have the information evaluation section, which is of prime concern for the verification team, and we'll discuss this in just a bit. And to the left, you also have 4 buttons. There's a save report, the save and close, the delete this report, and the cancel button. Now you have to keep in mind that every time you work on a particular report, you open a report and work on verification process for that particular report, you will have to either save your report or save and close your report before you get out of that particular report. Just make sure that you never delete a report. So this is where the save and close buttons are right at the bottom of the report. Now Before we proceed to the verification protocol, let's just look at a few key terms which are very commonly used within the verification team. Now, a verified report is one which contains accurate and credible information. So basically a report which you are sure can be corroborated with a host of other sources and which contains accurate and credible information is called a verified report. An unverified report is a report which cannot be verified. So it's basically an unconfirmed report. It contains false or speculative information. Now, a not verified report is different from an unverified report. A not verified report is a report that has not yet been reviewed by a member of the verification team. So it's just that we haven't gotten to that report yet, but a not verified report does not necessarily mean that the report cannot be verified. And then we have a partially verified report. A partially verified report is a report that contains some confirmed factual information. So basically some aspects of the report are verifiable, whereas some aspects of the report are not verifiable. So such reports are classified as partially verified reports. And then you have a few set of reports which could be a sendback, and sendback are reports that contain either too much factual information and they need to be split into 2 or more reports, or there's something which is wrong with the report, but maybe perhaps some information has been fed wrong into the report. So any report that you have a question about, or any report that you think is not necessarily right, could be classified as a sendback. And in such cases, you only need to raise a flag to the coordinator of the verification team, and the coordinator will take care of that particular report. And then you have a revisit. A revisit is an unconfirmed report that contains breaking news that is too early to verify. So usually during a crisis situation, you find a lot of information which breaks out first on social media sources, and you usually have an information, say about a casualty or an infrastructural damage breaking out on Twitter, and this has not yet been covered by any of the mainstream media sources. So in such cases, when we go about trying to verify a report which has broken out on Twitter, we won't have any other mainstream media source corroborating the information which someone has relayed on Twitter. So in such cases, what we do is that we mark this report as a revisit because it is too early to confirm if the information is true or false, and we basically wait for other media sources to start picking up this news and report more on this particular story. So we give it a day or sometimes even 2 days, and then we wait and see if other sources pick up the story. So we revisit the report again, and if the report has been confirmed by a couple of other sources, then we mark this report either verified or unverified, depending on how accurately we are able to verify the information in that report. So essentially, revisit is not an end status of a report. Revisit is only an intermediary status for a report. So it only denotes that a report will be revisited, and once it is revisited, depending on how well we are able to verify the report, a report will end up getting marked either as verified, unverified, or partially verified. So this difference is very important for us to know.